joining live. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? Honey Badger 330, how are you? Good evening. Where are you guys checking in from tonight? Try to get a little better lighting. Thank you so much for the likes. If y'all would tap that screen, I'd appreciate it. If you would share this live, I'd appreciate it. Trinidad and Tobago, thank you for joining the live. Honored to have you here. Ohio is in the building. What's going on, my brother? How are you tonight? To everyone that's jumping on, I hope you had a wonderful day. Michigan is in the building. We got Trinidad and Tobago. What time is it in Trinidad? We got Louisiana. We got Louisiana in the building. We got Detroit. Cali is in the building. Brooklyn is in the building. Y'all representing tonight all over. We're going to give it some time for some people to jump on. And I do want to say, to everyone that was on my live the other night, and obviously someone reported it for community guidelines, 7:24 p.m. Wow, y'all are like an hour ahead of us. Georgia's in the building, Miss Lundaboo. How are you? I'm in Georgia as well. But to everyone that was on my live the other night, and it just ended abruptly, yeah, they said I violated community guidelines. Y'all know how that goes. TikTok be on that craziness sometimes. And it is what it is. I'm not complaining about it. They banned me for like a week, but I appealed it, and they in turn reversed it. I mean, it just seems like there has to be a better way to gauge what's a violation and what's not. Because, I think people can report, and I had some trolls in there that night. What's up, only one VZ? But I had some trolls in there that night, and I blocked a few people. I guess I didn't block enough. I guess I got to get some more moderators to kind of moderate that stuff, because I really hate sometimes stopping to block somebody or stopping to address some bullshit when someone comes into the room. Yeah, but see, it wasn't any no hateful speeches, no, none of that. I just try to promote positivity and try to get people to a place of encouragement. That's it. But sometimes people don't get happy. They're not happy with what they got going on. So looks like we got let me see this. I don't know who this is and why. Let me check this out real quick, y'all. Listen, I'm going to say this. If you in here for the bullshit, if you in here trolling, you will be blocked. Okay. All right, Lady J, let's do this. I'm going to make you a moderator tonight, because I need some moderators in here. Because I hate to stop what I'm doing, because we got foolishness and buffoonery in the live. So I wanted to go back and finish what I started. And because a lot of people didn't be on here and didn't catch that live. And I didn't get a chance to finish it. So I just want to finish it, because I had a lot of people that hit me up and asked me what can I send it live? And I couldn't send it at that time. But I got it now, but I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be totally different, but we're going to still address those issues, because it's a lot of people that hit me up and ask me, how do you do this and how do you do that? How do you move on from a bad relationship? Or how do you move on from someone that's cheated on you? Or how do you move on when you know someone doesn't love you? And it's an easy fix. And I say this to people all the time. All you got to do is move on. But because we're attached to someone, or we're attached to a situation, we stay past the expiration date, which causes us to be, we lose ourselves in trying to please somebody else. We lose all of our marbles, our sense of right and wrong, because we're so in love with a person that's not giving us what we're giving them. You are invested in something and you're looking for a return on your investment. You are attached. It's almost like a crackhead or a meth head. You are addicted to that person and all the toxicity that they bring into your life. Even though you know it's not right, you're still addicted to that person. That's why it's hard for people to get out of situations. But my thing is, sometimes you gotta actually just not get yourself into that situation in the first place. Don't cause yourself to be vulnerable, or you open yourself up to be exposed to the bullshit that people trying to bring in your life. And this goes for men and women. This ain't just men, because I had on the last live, you got the women, oh, men do this, men. But women, y'all do the same things that men do. It's just that y'all may get away with that shit a little easier than us. Men cheat stupidly. Women cheat. Y'all are calculated in the shit that y'all do. I'm not saying all. I'm saying some. So, when it comes down to protecting and guarding your heart, or guarding the love that you give, there are 5 things that you need to do. There are 5 things that you need to pay attention to, because a lot of people don't pay attention to these signs, and that's just what it is. And then you neglected the signs. You've neglected all of the wrong shit that's being done to you because you love a person. And now here it is, when that person decides to leave you, or you really decide to leave that person, you become an anger, bitter, closed off, walled up person, or a shell of your old version. So then it's hard for you to get into a relationship because you have trust issues. You have trust issues, but you stayed in something that caused you to have those trust issues, because nobody starts off not trusting people. You have to go through something in order for those attributes to come out of you. You have to go through something. People just don't wall themselves off and close themselves off. You had to go through some type of trauma. So now that it's changed you, you don't know how to fix yourself back. But if you get to a point to where you actually don't allow yourself to go through it, you never have to worry about putting up those walls. So the first thing I want to talk about is believe patterns, not apologies. Y'all know, y'all get into a relationship with somebody, they do some shady stuff, and instead of you actually walking away, you sit there and look at them side-eyed. But instead of you walking away, you want to see where this can go with this person, or you want what you want. It could have been a person that you've been wanting to talk to for a long time. Now you've got an opportunity to talk to them. You're going to do everything. You're going to invest all of you into this relationship, even though you see that there are patterns that you don't like. There are things that they're doing that you don't like. You stay in it because in hopes that this is going to get better. This is just something that they're going through. So you stay in it. And a lot of people do it. Some people say, no, I don't do that. No, a lot of people do that. When you see a red flag, either you address that red flag, and if it's not corrected, it becomes a pattern. Sometimes people will do shit just to see how far they can go with you. Sometimes people will actually do things to you just to see how far they can actually go with you. Not everybody comes to you is coming to actually find love. Some people are just coming for the need of something that you have. You got something that they need, so I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to do everything that I can to make you fall in love with me, and then I got you. Then I can move however I want to move, and that's women and men. So a lot of times we believe the patterns instead of, I'm saying believe patterns, not apologies, because people will give you an apology and it's not an apology. How many times have you actually gone through something with somebody and they apologized and told you that they would never do it again? They told you, oh, it was a mistake. I will never do this shit again. You ain't got to worry about it no more. You all I want. You all I need. And they do the same thing to you again. And then by this time, you're broken. But it's a pattern. It's a pattern that you let form the first time you let them slide on the bullshit that they did. I'm going to say this to you, men and women, kings and queens. When a person does something to you that you would not do to them, or a person does something to you that broke you and hurt you, that person did it deliberately. That was a personal attack on you. Nobody accidentally puts their penis inside of a woman. No woman has ever slipped and fell on no man's penis. You did what you wanted to do. But the only reason you're lying to me is because you got caught. Because if your patterns are not lining up with that apology, then all you're doing is giving that person a lip service. All you're doing is giving that person a lip service. So believe patterns, not apologies. Because an apology does not mean anything if the actions behind it are not lining up. That's facts. An apology means nothing. Words give fuel to actions. So the apology is the beginning of the process of that person getting themselves back right with you. The apology is just the beginning. The actions and their patterns are going to show you exactly who you're dealing with. But a lot of people will sit there and see patterns that they don't like, but you'll still stay with the person. You'll see a person cheat on you over and over and over again, and you will sit there and take that person back over and over and over again, because all they're doing is giving you a lip service. They're giving you an apology. So number one, believe the patterns, not the apologies. Believe the patterns and not the apologies. 5 ways to not be used. That was number one. Number 2, don't fall in love with potential. Don't fall in love with potential. And this is for people that are in relationships and people that are getting into relationships. Because some of y'all have been in a relationship with a person that has the potential to do right, but they don't. Some of y'all are dealing and are trying to get into relationships with people that have the potential to be good people, but they're not. A dog has the potential to love you unconditionally. That does not mean that you need to be in a relationship with a dog. So here it is. You're falling in love with the potential of a person and not actually falling in love with how that person is treating you. Because when you fall in love, understand this. It is 2 people coming together to make both people feel like they're the only person in your life. Not just one person. You should feel happy. You should want to be around that person. You should want to spend time with that person. You should want to tell that person about your day. You should want to buy little small gifts. And it goes both ways. It's not just men buying for women. It's the same way. But people are falling in love with potential. The potential of people not actually falling in love, with the love that you're getting from a person. You're falling in love. Well, I've been with him for 27 years. I'm just hoping, believing, and praying that he's going to get his stuff together. He has potential to be a good man, or she has the potential to be a good woman. But if they're not showing you the act by actions, then all you're doing, you fell in love with the potential of a person loving you, hopefully for the rest of your life. You're falling in love with the potential of a person that hopefully is going to love you, and hopefully is going to communicate, and hopefully is going to treat you like the king or the queen that you are. That's all you're doing, is falling in love with potential. And then with potential, they don't have to do anything, because you've accepted the fact that this person is not on the same page as me. This person is not giving me what I'm giving them. I'm sitting back, wishing, hoping, and praying, and trying to talk to them every single night to let them know what I need. And all they're doing is giving you exactly what they want to give you. They're not giving you love. They're giving you the potential to be in love. They're not giving you trust and loyalty. They're giving you the potential of those things. And you're falling in love with potential. That was number 2. Number 3, believe all of the red flags. You know what I hate to hear? I have people that will actually hit me up for one-offs. and I tell them exactly what it is, but instead of them actually believing, they know what it is, but instead of you actually believing what it is, you still want to go along. Well, I don't think it's really that. They wouldn't do that to me. Why? What, tell me, and this is the question I ask anybody. Why would a person not cheat on you? Why would a person not cheat on you just because you think that that person will not cheat on you? Everybody has the potential to actually step out of their relationship, step outside of their relationship for whatever reason, because they want to, because they just feel like they can get away with it. Everybody has that potential to actually go out there and cheat on you. Everybody has, they can do whatever they want to do. Well, you hate cigarettes? Well, let me tell you what. Let me go ahead and just take you out. I'm gonna help you out because I don't talk about that. You hate cigarettes? Let me take you out so you don't have to worry about it anymore. She's blocked. So anyway, everybody pay attention to all of the red flags. All of the red flags. The minute you see a red flag, that should be a warning sign for you. The minute you see something that you know is going to make you uncomfortable, that has the potential to hurt you, that has the potential to cause you to not be yourself, you're sitting back not saying something because you want to ignore the red flag because you want what you want. And again, people want what they want. So, believe all the red flags. How many times have you seen red flags with a person and you don't say anything? And you don't say anything the next red flag you see. You don't say anything the next red flag you see. Now here it is. You're in a situation or situationship, relationship, but you're the only person that's in it. Because you've accepted them for who they are. You've accepted them for giving you what they've given you thus far. All the red flags, stop ignoring red flags. Those are not red heart emojis. Those are red flags for a reason. This is what's going to save you heartache, disappointment, and pain. Paying attention to all of the red flags, get out. When you see it, pay attention to it and move on. Stop trying to sit here and build a bear. Stop trying to sit here and now when you put this person together that you want, you got a whole Frankenstein. Nothing works with this person. They can't even function in society. And you sitting back, this my boo. Yeah, I stand with him. I'm going to stand with him. This my baby. I'm going to stand with him. For what? If a person's not giving you what see, I look at it this way. There is no age limit on the fact that someone wanting to actually find someone that's going to love them unconditionally, that's going to treat them like the king or the queen that they are. I don't care if you're 21, 23, 27, 42, 59. You know what you want. And if what you want and you're trying to give that to a person and they're not giving it back to you, then you're wasting your time. You're trying to invest into something that you're never going to see a return on. You're trying to invest in something that you will never, ever reap any good benefits from it. All it's going to do is cause you to be stressed out, your hair to fall out, you lose weight, you lose your self-esteem, you're going to lose your identity. And then once you have nothing else, that person leaves you for dead and you got to pick up the pieces to find out who you are again. Y'all are losing yourself in people that are not giving you a reason for you to lose yourself in them. And that's what I don't understand. If a person can't communicate with you, if a person can't love you, if a person can't spend time with you, if you got to beg for those things, then maybe you're the only person in that relationship. We ignore red flags because we want to give people a chance. We want to give people an opportunity to show us that they love us the way we love them. I'm going to tell you something. Male or female, you never have to ask for time. You should never have to ask for a person to communicate with you. You should never have to ask for a person to show you affection. If you got to ask someone those things, then maybe you're the only person in that relationship and you need to pack your shit and get the hell on. Because we're sitting there hoping, wishing, and praying. Now I'm going to tell you something. And this is just me personally. I've graduated from the I don't have no fucks to give university. I've gone through some things in life. That's what qualifies me to talk about these things. I talk to hundreds of people, sometimes a few hundreds of people throughout the week that are coming to me with their problems. So I know I'm not the only person that went through it. I know that people are going through this right now. And a lot of people are stuck in situations that are not conducive to producing anything good in their life. So my thing is, but we get caught up in the fact that I want this person. I done been with them for so long. I got kids by them. We done bought a house together. You know, we got a business together. I don't give a damn what you got. Those are just excuses. When you bring kids into a situation to where you are not being treated fairly, or you bring the fact that you've been with this person for 25 years into something because you don't want and you're not ready to move on. You're not ready to move on. Those are excuses. I've gone through the very thing, thinking that kids, I need to stay because of the kids. I need to try to make this work because of the kids. I'm going to tell you something. My kids know that they're loved, regardless of whether I was with their mother or not. I went through it. And guess what? I was actually able to give more love to my children when we were not together, because I didn't have to be focused on distractions. I had to focus on the arguments. So it was a better relationship for me and my children. My boys, I'm saying children like I only got 2 and they're grown. But we have the best relationship. Stop making excuses because you got kids with somebody because you chose to lay down with a person that you should have never laid down with, or you laid down with a person that should have just been a right then, whatever the situation was, moment person. See, we're trying to take reason and season people and make them lifetime people. You're ignoring all the red flags because you want to make this person a lifetime person in your life, because you done bought them this, or you done bought them that, or you done took them on trips, or y'all done did all this, or you just comfortable with that person and you don't want to start all over again. My thing is this. Y'all better stop ignoring the red flags. When you see those red flags, believe those red flags. When you start seeing a person's the second representative, because I'm going to tell you why I say that, the second representative. Because most people got that first representative that they're going to show you. They're going to make you fall in love. You're going to think they're the best thing since sliced cheese. You're going to think they're the best thing since the EBT card. But as soon as that person gets you where they want you, then they're going to show you exactly who they are. That's when that second representative comes out. That's when that second representative comes out. You've got these parasites, pirates, and leeches. And these, I put them in those categories. And I'm not talking about everybody, because I don't want people to feel like love is not out there. Love has never done anything to anybody. It's the person that you chose to love that was not capable of giving you what you need. You opened yourself up to be vulnerable to a person that was not able to nurture what you were giving them. That is not love. You wanted something that person was not willing or able to give to you. Love has never hurt anybody. I don't want you to give up on love, because love is good. Love is everything good and everything that you want. Every woman, before you go through your first heartache and your first pain, your first breakup, bad breakup, your first finding out that the dude that you fell in love with wasn't shit, you wanted love. But then you've gone through bad cycles of men, or choosing the men that you chose, or staying in situations past the expiration date, and it has caused you to change your mentality. It has caused you to become hard. It has caused you to become bitter. It has caused you to be upset. And that's not how you should feel. When I see people, and I can always tell when a woman says that they're healed, but they're not. Because you have something negative to say about the opposite sex all the time. We know. I can tell when a man is upset and he's been hurt by a woman. Men act out differently than women do. All men are bad and all women are good, that's bullshit to the 10th power. And I'm going to call it bullshit. It is what it is. So what you've got to understand is, you can't see the good in anybody else. What I hate to hear, all men ain't shit. All men ain't shit. All men ain't shit. Really? You dated every man in the United States. You've dated every man in this world. So until you've actually laid down and dealt with every single man that's on this planet, then your statement is false. That statement is not true. There is no weight to it. There is no validity to it. There is nothing. You're only speaking on your situations and the men that you chose to come into your life. And that's all it is. all men ain't this, all men, where the good men at? Obviously not where you're at. And I say this to all the sisters that have that mentality, and you may not like what I'm getting ready to say, but it is true. You will never find your man if you're always bashing every man, because you never know that your man may be watching you, but you're bashing every man because you still haven't healed yourself properly. So all you want to do is jump on posts. And I have it all the time. I can make a post specifically for the men. 93% of the time, it's going to be some bitter woman that jumped on a post to bash a man. So guess what? They're not where you're at. Where the good man at? Obviously not where you're at. But you wouldn't know how to deal with a good man if he fell in your lap. And that's the thing. We all know what we want. But are you really prepared for a good man to come into your life? Have you healed yourself from all of the past trauma and all of the past hurt that you've gone through? Have you actually gotten yourself together? Because a person that's not healed will never focus on them. They point the finger at everybody else. They will point the finger at they did this to me. They did that to me. This person did this. They cheated on me. They did this. They didn't come home. But let me say this to you. Let me break this down to you. Because like I said, I'm straight, no chaser. Straight to the point, no chaser. If you ignored all the red flags and you knew he was cheating on you when you were with him, why get mad and talk about him when y'all break up? If you knew he had babies on you while y'all were together, but you ignored the red flags because you were falling in love with potential, then why talk about him at the end? You actually can't claim a victim. A victim is someone, if it happened to you one time, unbeknownst to you, something happened to you that was tragic and it happened to you one time, but you can't play the victim when you let the same thing happen to you over and over and over and over and over again. You are no longer a victim. You are enabling that situation because you are telling that person that it's okay to do me this way. It's okay for you to cheat on me. It's okay. Long as you come home at night, I'm good. Long as you don't put your hands on me, I don't care what you do out there in the streets. You just gave that joker all the fuel he needed to treat you like you were a 2-cent piece of merchandise. A person can't do to you what you don't allow him to do. That's period. No one can do something to you that you don't allow them to do. What I look like staying in a relationship with somebody and I know you going down the street, you going across the street to sleep with the neighbor. I see you going, but I'm saying long as she come home, long as she cook me something to eat, but then soon as we break up and go our separate ways, I want to talk about her like she a dog. I enabled that. I ignored all the red flags. I ignored all of that stuff because I wanted something that I wanted. And that's the mentality of a lot of bitter, upset, broken people. You've let someone come in and put a price tag on you that was way less than what you were worth. I say speak life over yourself. Love yourself more than anybody else. I don't care if you were in a relationship, you've been in a relationship for 25 years and it's going good. You still got to love yourself more than you love the person that you're with. Because if you love that person more than you love you, you've lost yourself. You've lost yourself. Believe all of the red flags. All of the red flags. All that little slick stuff when you get a feeling that something is not right, 9 times out of 10, something is not right. And you ignore those feelings, you ignore those thoughts, you ignore the signs, you ignore the red flags, then all you're doing is setting yourself up to be treated how that person wants to treat you. So if you love yourself, then that's the only way that you're going to show somebody else how to treat you. If you don't love yourself, then that person has no obligation to love you. You can't expect something from someone that you're not giving to yourself. You can't expect someone to love you when you don't love you. It does not work that way. So believe all of the red flags. All of them. Number 4, know your worth. Know your worth. Because if I ask everybody on here, they're going to say they know their worth. every single person on this live would say they know their worth. But if you really knew your worth, that's just like, I did it. Understand this, Bentley and Rolls Royce, they don't have to make commercials because they know they got good quality product and it's going to sell itself. Y'all are so busy trying, I'm not saying everybody on here, I'm just saying people in general, some people in general. You don't know your worth, so you're trying to sell yourself to a person to get them to stay in your life. You're doing everything. You'll sell yourself short just because you want that man or you want that woman. You will sit there and drop all of your standards because you want that person. You've got to know your worth. You're letting people put discounted buy one, get one free stickers on you. And they're going to treat you just like the value that they put on you. They're going to treat you just like the value that they put on you. You've got to know your worth, your value. I want to say this to you, and this is just to the women first, because a lot of times, men, I'm not going to say we don't go through our little mental stuff, but women, they are more looking for someone to validate, to put them on a pedestal, to make them feel like they're the only woman in the room. And a lot of times it does not happen. Some people have daddy issues. They didn't have a father figure to validate them. That is the first person that you should ever fall in love with, your father. And when I say father, I don't mean just a man in the house that paid the bills, that cheated on your mama, that talked to your mama any kind of way. I'm talking about a real man that actually loved the woman that he was with. Y'all created a child together. I've got a daughter, and I'm going to show my daughter how she's supposed to be loved. That should be something that you pattern the person that you're actually going to fall in love with, not all these Tom-Toms and Ray-Rays and JoJos that you're going to meet in your life, that you're going to let come into your personal space, that you're going to let actually come into your mindset, your mind, body, and soul, and they're not going to appreciate it. You're going to go through and kiss some frogs before you meet your king. But I'm going to say this to you. If all you're doing is kissing frogs and they're not turning into a prince or a king, stop kissing them fucking frogs. Because a lot of times what you do is you get stuck with a person that you're comfortable with, that you become complacent with, and you don't want to move on. And all you're doing is holding up traffic in your life. Your king is actually waiting for you to remove that, this whatever person, this joker, this court jester out of your life so he can come into your life and love you the way that you're supposed to be loved. But you're allowing people to stay in your life that should have never been there, that have been there past the expiration date, and now here it is, your king is sitting back just waiting for you to actually make yourself available so he can come and help you, so he can love on you while you heal. Y'all are letting people block and hold up traffic in your life and wonder why you can't find a good man, because you keep choosing the wrong type of dudes. You're choosing what you want. You are choosing. My thing is, understand this. When you know who you are and you know your worth, you're going to attract. You're going to attract your king or your queen. You're going to attract the person that's supposed to be in your life. You don't have to go out there and sell yourself short. You ain't got to wear all these short clothes. You ain't got to be popping ass on videos and all this shit. I'm gonna tell you something. And this is another thing. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, even when it comes down to like strip clubs, like I'm just not finna go to no strip club. I just don't see the point. I've seen a lot of women in my life, so why am I gonna go to a strip club, throw my money into something that I can actually get for free, or get from home, or get from my lady, or whatever the case may be? I'm just not that dude. Okay, you want to see something different? Shit, tell her to put on some different clothes. Tell her to change that shit up. But all that, I'm just the type of dude. It's a visual thing. It's a visual thing. That's it. So when women do that type of stuff, or you do that to try to get attention, then the attention that you're going to get is not going to be something that's going to be solid in your life. Understand this. Relationships are built upon interactions. So the type of interactions that you have with that person is the type of relationship that you're going to have. So if all you got is Tyrone coming through at 4 o'clock in the morning, he know that when he leave the club or he leave his other baby mama or the other side piece, or you are his sneaky link. 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, all you are is a sneaky link. So don't try to confuse the sneaky link with a relationship. The type of relationship, how you start off with a person, is generally how your relationship is going to go with that person. Don't sit there and think, oh, you done been with a sneaky link for 2 years. We in a full-blown relationship. He got a wife. He got a sneaky link on the other side of town. He got 13 kids that you don't know nothing about. But all you concerned about is him making you feel good on your inside parts. But then when your heart and your feelings get hurt because you didn't actually sit down and want more, you didn't know your worth. You just said, I just want somebody to come through, make me feel good for a little while. Now you've got an attachment with this person that is hard for you to sever because you created a soul tie with little Tyrone and little Ray Ray or whoever it may be, and now you're stuck in something and you're holding yourself up from actually meeting your king. You've got to know your worth. I'm not finna waste my time giving you my body. First off, it's too much stuff out here in these streets to be running up and down the road trying to hit this and hit that. People gonna do what they're gonna do. They're grown. You are grown. Men and women, y'all grown. Y'all free to love who you love. But I'm gonna tell you something like this. If you want to open up and give yourself to a person, or if you want to lay down with a person, understand what it is. Speak what it is. We know what it is. This is not a relationship. We just coming together to make each other feel good. I ain't got nothing else better to do right now. I'm on this Ciroc. You on that Hennessy. Come through. Let's do what we do. And then you go your separate ways. Don't confuse what it is with what you want it to be. Don't confuse what it is with what you want it to be. There is no way that you're going to have a sneaky link that got somebody else that got 13 other sneaky links and you finna beat everybody out. You are fooling yourself. Know your worth. Know your worth. Because we will sit there. You will break yourself up into little pieces so that people can digest you. You will break yourself down to the least common denominator just so somebody can feel good about dealing with you. You will sit there and lose yourself in a person that is doing nothing to impart into your life. You are giving everything that you can to a person and you are getting nothing back in return. That is not what someone who knows their worth does. A relationship is built off interactions. So the type of interaction that you have is going to be the type of relationship that you have. Make it your best life, but you're not going to make my best life stressful. If you got to bring stress and doubt into my life, then I don't want it. I done went through it. I went through all of these emotions. I went through all of this stuff and I got over it. It is what it is. Once you realize I know who I am. And see, that's what no one could ever take that from me. I will never allow someone to degrade me. I will never allow someone to put me in a situation that I know that I don't want to be in just for the sake of you got some good juice box or whatever the case may be. You can cook a 7-course meal. I don't care nothing about that. See, my peace is way more important than anything that anybody can bring to the table. If you are not a part of my peace, then you are a problem in my life. Understand that. And if you bring problems to me, then I'm finna cut you off and I'm not finna think twice about you. Like I said, I've graduated from the I Have No Fucks to Give University, top of my class. When I love, I love. But when I don't, I don't. And what's the easiest way to make me not think about you anymore is to bring bullshit, drama, and toxic shit into my life. That has to be your mentality. Stop letting people bring problems and disrupt your peace because you want to deal with a person, because you want to see the potential in a person, because you want to believe what the person is actually saying to you. If they're not showing you what they say they want, then move on. Because I'm going to tell you something, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Where one won't, one will. Just because you're not getting it from the person that you're actually wanting it from does not mean that someone is not going to give you everything that you need. So you got to understand, know your worth. Stop settling for just, if you got a list of 10 things, you may not ever find a list of 10 things that you want. Because realistically, some of y'all lists be just, it'd be crazy. But I look at it like this, and this is me. I don't care about money. That whole what you bring to the table shit, you can work in McDonald's, shit, be living at home with your mama, got one pair of shoes and one outfit. As long as you watch that shit and keep your behind clean, we can build something together. That is my mentality. Stop worrying about what a person brings to the table, because a person can bring a house, a car, and $5 million in their bank account and still not love you. A person can give you everything that you want out of life and still not be loyal to you, still not love you the way that you need to be loved, still not communicate, still not be concerned about you. You can have everything in this world with that person, and then you get sick and be in the hospital, and that person leaves you there to die. I want something I can build with someone. I want someone that's going to say, hey, this is us together. We're going to build our empire together. Fuck the table. We'll build the table our damn self. And we're going to build a table so big that it's just going to be redunculous. I don't stop worrying about a person's, how many figures he makes each year. Because understand this, you got some men that make $30,000 and $40,000 a year that'll treat you better than a man that makes $2 million a year. You want to be loved, or do you want to love money? You want to have stuff, or do you want to have the right things for you? That has to be your mentality. A relationship is going to be built upon two people coming together, two imperfect people coming together to make something perfect for them. That's what a relationship is, two imperfect people. But you got one person that wants more than the other person. And it makes me believe that people are not falling in love or trying to get in relationships because they want love, attention, loyalty, respect from a person. It's what you got. What's your credit score? I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter, but guess what? Your credit may be shot. But is that grounds for a person to say, I don't want to talk to you? When you show that person love, attention, and affection, it does not matter. As long as that person is treating you right, all that other stuff, as long as y'all are both working together to build something for you that works for you, it does not matter what anybody starts off making, because they may only be making $45,000 a year this year, but they may start a business. You may be that seed, that water, that fertilizer, that pushes that person into their purpose. But we want a right now thing. We want somebody right now. You got to have 4 cars. You got to have a 7-bedroom house. You got to do all this. But your ass going to sit up in that house waiting for him to come home because he's cheating on your ass because he got a sneaky link down the road and he's sleeping with the next door neighbor and anybody else that's going to open up to him. But you're going to sit up in your big house and it's going to look good, but you're not going to be happy. Love is not materialistic shit. Love is something between two people that are trying to make each other feel complete. We get caught up in the fact of money, or this or that, or you work here, you work there, you do this and you that. I'm gonna tell you something. At my age, and I got a birthday coming up in, what's today's date? I got a birthday coming up in 11 more days. I'll be 48 years old. I ain't lived 48 years worrying about what people think of me. Either you gonna like me or you're not. That's just it. I'm not trying to impress you. It is what it is. If I got it, you got it. If we working on this thing together, then we got each other. But am I trying to impress someone to come into my life? I got to put on all these facades? No, I'm not. You gonna love me for me. If you don't love me, then go on, because somebody is going to love me for me. I ain't worried about your stuff. I ain't worried about what you got. I just want some genuine shit. Like, we're too grown to be playing these games. So know your worth. We got believe the patterns, not apologies. You got don't fall in love with potential. You got believe all the red flags. You got know your worth. And number 5, something that we do. A lot of times I've done it. Don't lower your standards. Never lower your standards for anyone. Never lower your standards for anybody. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's someone that you potentially get into a relationship with. Never lower your standards. Because once you've done that, you've opened the door for this person to change up everything that you stood on. You sat there and told this person that, you know what, you're not even qualified to really be in my life, but I'm going to lower my standards for you. What have you done at that point is to say, come on in, do to me whatever you want to do. Treat me how you want to treat me. Cheat on me. You've done all of that. Because once you drop that ball and you let that person in, it's too late. Especially if you done gave them the nookie. Because 9 times out of 10, people ain't gonna just, because you want to give that man something, you gave it to him, and if it was good to you, yeah, you ain't gonna just walk away that easily. But you lowered your standard. Everything that you stood on, you've shown that you can be changed, you can be bought, you can be coerced. Once you lower your standard one time, you'll do it again. You'll start accepting whatever that person gives to you. You'll start just, whatever. I ain't coming home today, I'll come home tomorrow. Where you gonna be at? Don't ask me no questions. That's my business. You just be home, cook my dinner. You lowered your standard. I cheated on you, but I'm not gonna apologize because I cheated on you. I cheated on you because, you know what, you wouldn't give me none for 2 weeks. I've been sitting there asking you for some, so I went out and got some for somebody else. You lowered your standard. You took them back. You lowered your standard. And I'm going to show you something. 9 times out of 10 people that actually get cheated on, it's not even the person that cheated on you that's trying to actually fix the problem. It's you. You're trying to fix a problem that you didn't even create. Y'all don't believe me when I say this? Because I've seen it happen. A woman, and I'm just going to use women. I'm not sisters. I'm not just coming out on you, but I'm just saying I see this a lot with women. You get cheated on. Your husband been messing with you. Find out. You see the woman. Now here it is. You know, y'all trying to work it out. You find yourself. If she was 2 sizes smaller than you, you find yourself going to the gym. If your hair was short and she had long natural hair, you growing your hair out. If she cooked this type of meal, now here it is, you on Pinterest trying to find these meals that this man likes. You are doing everything that you can possibly do because it was done for him. He ain't doing nothing. You lowered your standard. You lowered your standard. If a person cheats on you, it is not your fault. It is not because of you that person cheated. They cheated because that was something that they wanted to do. Stop selling yourself short trying to please that person because now I gotta do what I gotta do to keep them. If you gotta do all that, if I gotta change up who I am and you can't love me for me, now I understand, you know, you do some things, you compromise in a relationship, but I'm not finna sit there and do what your side chick did for you because you fucked up. An apology means that I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to make you feel whole and complete again. But you can never get to that point of completing yourself or wholeness because you're doing everything that you can to fix the issue that you did not create. Stop fixing problems that you didn't create. Stop fixing problems. Now here it is, you want to give him some every single day, however he wanted. After you done went through asking all, did y'all do it here? How did y'all do it? Did y'all blah, blah, blah. Now you done got this in your mind that I gotta get what's mine back. It ain't yours no more. I'm sorry. I don't care. And some people may not agree with what I'm getting ready to say. But if a person gives something away that's mine, if you are my woman and you go out there and you give it away to another man, it is no longer mine anymore. I don't claim it. I don't want it. It is used goods. It is damaged. I cannot deal with it anymore. Because I'm going to say this to you. Because if a person cheats on you, you had to think about how you were actually going to meet with this person. You had to think about how you were actually going, where you were going to go. I had to go somewhere where nobody knows me. I got to go somewhere where she may not pull up or he may not pull up. You gotta plan this shit out. So now you planned it out Then you get to the room, in the car, the back of the bushes, behind Winn-Dixie, wherever y'all gonna do it at. Shit on the side of the fucking house, behind the damn bushes. Wherever you do it at, you still gotta think about the act before you do it. So, your conscience kicks in. Then the fact that you're supposed to love this person with everything that's in you kicks in. Damn, if he find out, this gonna hurt him, it's gonna tear him up, because now I'm giving away something that's supposed to be just between us two. I'm giving it away to somebody else, but you still did it anyway. So now you did it. 9 times out of 10, people not even using protection. You let somebody run up in you with no protection, and it's supposed to be mine. There is DNA, there is shit. See, I just think about all that type of stuff. That person's essence is inside of you. They're with you. They are with you all the fucking time. So, when and if I find out about it, you say, I'm sorry. What is it that you're apologizing for or apologizing for? You're sorry that you got caught? Because you're not sorry that you hurt me. You're not sorry that you broke me. You're not sorry that you actually did something and stepped out of the relationship. You are sorry because you got caught. Because 9 times out of 10, that apology is what's going to actually be the starting part of y'all mending your relationship. If you cheated, you cheated. I'm done with you. I ain't got to talk to you. I'm not going to spit on you. If you on fire, it is what it is. Go on over there with who you was with. Go on, finish what y'all was doing, because I don't do sloppy seconds to nobody. I don't want that contamination. You probably gonna have a BV now. Stay over there with your twerk wind stinking and your sit down wind stinking, because now you got too many things going on in your body. Just threw your whole pH balance off. I don't want it no more. It is what it is. There is nothing that you can tell me to make me feel good about you actually stepping out on me. There is nothing that you can tell me to make me feel like, oh, okay, I'm going to work this out with you. You made a mistake. No, you thought this thing through. You planned it out, and the only reason that you're apologizing to me is because you got caught. It is what it is. I'm not going to beat myself up about you going out there and doing something that you decided to do. Cheating is a decision. And 9 times out of 10, if people cheat on you repeatedly, that is not your person. Because understand, when you fall in love with a person, that person's not going to do anything to harm you, because in them hurting you, they're hurting themselves. That's what true love is. True, actual, unconditional love means that I'm not going to do anything that's going to hurt you. And that's just facts. I'm trying to see something. Okay. So there is a difference between being in love with a person and loving a person. Unconditional love and conditional love. In love means that we are totally sold out for each other. I'm not going to do anything that's going to harm you. I want to see you smile. I want to spend time with you. I want to talk to you. Tell me about your little goofy stories. Tell me about your day. You want to go in the kitchen and cook and tell me to come in there and sit down. See, that's what I'm talking about. That shit that builds bonds. The more you spend time with a person, the more you fall in love. It should never come to a point to where you stop falling in love with your person. You should fall in love every single day. You should want to be around that person. You should want to see that person. But a lot of people tired. A lot of people sleeping with the enemy because they're not in love with you. They're just in love with their need of you. You've actually provided them something that's keeping them around long enough. As long as you're giving them what they want, you don't have a problem. It's that parasite mentality. A lot of people don't know that they have parasites until that what? Until that parasites get agitated. A lot of y'all don't know y'all sleeping with the enemy until that person gets agitated. And then that second representative comes out. So there's a difference between being in love and loving a person, or loving what a person does for you. So conditional love and unconditional love. Unconditional love means no matter what, we are in this together. We're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. We're going to make sure that what we got going on, we're not bringing everybody into our business. We're not bringing our folks' side. I'm not talking about you to my friends. See, that's another big problem. This is off the 5 things that I said. But when you start talking about your partner to your friends, oh, he ain't shit or she ain't shit. Yes, I can. I do engagements. Just inbox me and we can get there. We can link up. Or you can send me an email at DorianMcIntosh37@gmail.com. So I do speaking engagements, different things like that. I done lost my train of thought. Unconditional love. I'm going to be with you. We're going to ride this thing off. It's about us. But when you start bringing outside people into your relationship, when you start telling your business about your spouse to your friends, one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to entice that person to start thinking about your man. Oh, he can't be that bad, or she can't be that bad. You just don't appreciate the person that you got. Then you got your friends trying to get at your man, and it may happen. They may slip up. Or you're going to start looking like that crazy person. You sitting there trying to bash him or trying to bash her, but you keep going back to that person over and over and over and over again. So who looks stupid now? Is he really that bad? Because you haven't left him. You say this person don't love you, this person ain't doing this for you, but you stay with them. You start to look like that crazy person. All you want to do is talk about him. All you want to do is bash him. How can you bash someone that you love? How can you bash someone? London is in the building. How can you bash someone that you love? How? How do you talk down on someone? Y'all supposed to be teammates. The same team playing together to build something together for you guys. But a lot of y'all are sleeping with the enemy. A lot of y'all are cooking for the enemy. Just send me the information. Y'all send me the information, and we'll talk over the logistics of everything. But I'm always down to come. Hit me up. You can inbox me, or you can hit me at DorianMcIntosh37@gmail.com. But how do you sit there and want to bash the person that you say that you love? How do you talk bad about someone that you actually, yes, I will come to Ohio. How do you bash someone that y'all do nasty stuff to each other? Y'all do stuff that people don't want to see, but how is it that you're that intimate with a person, but you don't like the person that you being nasty and intimate with? I don't understand it. I can't wrap my head around the fact that why would I want to sit there and first make you look bad because you're representing me, and then me look bad because now I look like the crazy person that's talking about this person that I'm supposed to love, but you're supposed to be so bad, but I don't leave you. Come on, man. So we have to learn. There's a certain level of maturity that you have to reach. And a lot of people have not met that level of maturity yet. And I'm not talking about it's a certain age, because I got people that are over 50 and over 60 that are still dealing with 1973 when they was in high school issues. We are people. We deal with people issues and people problems. But my thing is, what you got to learn, and the best thing that I can tell you out of this is to learn to love you first. You got to learn to love you. There is nothing wrong with you loving a person with your whole heart. There is nothing wrong with you loving a person with every ounce, fiber, and being of you. But you still got to love yourself more than you love that person. Because once you actually open yourself up, you begin to decrease your essence, your value, your worth. When you give a person everything of you, and they've sucked you dry because they're a parasite or a leech, then all you've got is a broken, hollow shell of yourself. And that's why it's hard for people to actually pick up the pieces and move on when they've allowed trauma and drama and to come into their life. Some people can't move on because you've created these soul ties and these trauma bonds. You've got these trauma bonds with people, and you just have gotten so comfortable and complacent with the bullshit. At least I know what's going on. At least I know they ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna tell you something. If anyone is treating you less than what you know you're worth, if people are not giving you exactly what you're giving them, if you're not getting the attention, the time, the affection, or any of that, the stuff that you know that you need to sustain you as a person, you're going to create a complex. You're going to create a complex. It's going to be a natural response to you actually defending yourself. Think about it this way. Babies, newborn babies, have to spend time with their mother. They need that kissing, that touching. They need to be up under her, to smell her, because if that child does not spend adequate time with that mother, when they are born, that child is going to grow up with a complex. That child is not going to be right. The only difference now between you may have gotten it in the beginning, but as adults, there are certain things that you need to actually be able to function well in society. You got a lot of people around here that are not well. They are not okay. They are dealing with mental issues, but you put on clothes every day and makeup and you dress yourself up because you don't want anyone you've dealt with hurt. You don't trust people. You have self-esteem issues. You've lost your value. You've lost your worth. And now all you're doing is trying to put on these facades like everything is okay. It is not okay. It is not okay. You can't allow someone to take your life. You can't allow someone to take who you are, to steal your identity for their own personal gain. Y'all have given people remote controls over your life, and all you're doing is doing exactly what they want you to do. You've lost yourself. So when it's over with and it's done and that relationship is dead, you don't know how to pick up the pieces. My thing is, prepare yourself for the best. Prepare yourself. Hope for the best. Prepare for the worst. Does not mean that you got to sit there and question everything, because a lot of people are jumping into relationship after relationship after relationship, and you have not healed. You're bringing that trauma and all that toxicity into your new relationship. And I say this all the time. Don't let your ex mess it up for your next. You're sitting there, haven't healed yourself, or you've gone through a few healing process and steps, but you're still not healed because you still don't trust. If that person comes home 5 minutes late, you think they're cheating. If that person is somewhere that they say they're not supposed to be, even though they may not be doing anything, here it is, you're starting problems with someone that has never done anything to you because you haven't healed from the past 37 bad relationships that you allowed yourself to be in past the expiration date. You've got to learn to heal. The first step to healing is going to be self-accountability. Something that people have a hard time doing. Looking in the mirror and actually accepting your part that you played in that toxic ass relationship. Self-accountability is something that people talk about, but it's harder for people to do. It's hard for you to point the finger at yourself and say, you know what? I stayed with Shafika. I stayed with Ray Ray. And I allowed them to do this to me. I allowed them to degrade me. I allowed them to go out and do everything that they wanted to do. And I sat back and I didn't do anything. I didn't hold them accountable for the shit that they did to me. I did not hold them accountable for the hurt that they did to me. I did not hold them accountable for any of the stuff they did. I sat there and I took it. So now that I'm actually out of it, the first thing that I've got to do is say, you know what? I allowed that to happen to me. If you are the type of person that wants to point the finger at somebody else for something that you did, you have not healed. Because it's easier to point the finger at somebody else than to look at you. Because in looking at you, you got to deal with all those dark demons. You got to deal with all those dark times. You've got to deal with that, but you can't move on until you actually can sit down and say what I did to contribute to the toxicity that's been in my life. They got to be pulled up. I can't point the finger and say, hey, you did this to me when I enabled it. I can't say you hurt me when I enabled it. I can't play the victim. That victim shit is over fucking rated. Like I said, if something happens to you one time and it was unbeknownst to you, yes, you're a victim of that. But if you go back to the same place that something happened to you bad and you go back to that same place over and over and over and over again, you are no longer the victim. You are enabling the situation. And that's just facts. People are looking for someone to tell them. You're looking for somebody to pacify or to go along with you in your bullshit. I'm not that person. I can deal with the truth. I can deal with any issue that I've done. I don't have a problem with it. Matter of fact, I'm going to point it out before somebody else does, because I hate for people to point out something with me. I'm going to do it to myself. So when it comes down to healing, self-accountability is the first thing. You've got to look at you. Take them trick mirrors out of your room and put you a real mirror in there and look at yourself. Once you've done that, you can start the healing process, because that's just the beginning. Now, once you've actually taken self-accountability, you've now got to heal. Healing means that I'm going to remove myself from anything and everything that was tied to that person. You cannot, and people may not agree with this, and it's okay. That's just you. You will never fucking heal it. If you put me in a place of damn near death, I had to be in the hospital, my blood pressure's up, I done had strokes and heartaches and all this, heart attacks behind your ass, but I still want to come around you. I'm cutting you, your mama, your fish, the dog, the birds that you keep, the pigeons that you clap, whatever you got, I'm separating myself from you. Period. Because I can't heal if all I'm going to have is a reminder of what you did to me. A lot of people will get away from folks but still hang around their family. You'll get away from folks but still want to be attached to that person. You still want to be be around their kids. I'm going to tell you something. If those are not kids y'all got together, you need to separate, because all you're doing is making excuses to be around that person. Let them and their cockeyed, uncoordinated kids have it. They can do whatever they do. One leg longer than the other, I don't care. I need to work on me. This is a part of my healing. Cut the cords to anything and everybody that deals with that person, that brought that toxicity in your life, that brought that drama in your life. You've got to cut it off. I don't need to hang around your mama. I don't need to hang around your daddy. I don't need to hang around nobody that's associated with you, because all you're going to do is think back. Well, people going to tell you, well, y'all should get back together. Y'all should get back together. Y'all need to be together. No, I don't need to do anything. You know what you went through, and you know what you don't want to go through again. So self-accountability, healing, separation from the thing that actually hurt, damaged, and destroyed you. Once you've done that, understand it's like a scab. A scab is going to create. A scab is going to leave a scar. A scar is a reminder that the pain is not there anymore, and that part of your life is healed. It's going to create a scab. A scar. Well, it's going to create the scab first. Scab is going to heal. The more you wash it and you don't pick at it, that scab is going to get hard. Then at some point, that wound is going to close up. That wound is going to heal, and that scab is going to fall off. So my thing is, you've got to take self-accountability. You got to heal. And once it's healed and that scab is ready to come off, peel and move on. Self-accountability, heal, peel, and then move on. Move on. Not go back. Not I've gotten free from you, and now I want to be friends. I'm going to tell you, I don't need to be friends with nobody that destroyed me. I'm not going to give you a second chance to come back and finish me off. I'm not going to give you a second chance to come back and finish me off. Self-accountability, heal, peel, and move on. That's just it. And then once you've healed, you'll see that person. You'll say, hey, you may or may not. You may just walk past them like they're not even there. I don't see the point in me being friendly to you when you weren't friendly to me. People say, well, you got to forgive. I can forgive, but I don't have to forget. See, all that forgiving and forget, no, I'm going to remember, and I'm going to recover. I'm going to remember everything that you did to me. But I'm going to recover from it. But that doesn't mean that I got to fuck with you anymore. Because people sitting up there, oh, we're friends now. No, we ain't friends no more. We just strangers with fucking memories. That's all we are. We are strangers with memories. I'm remembering what you put me through, and I'm recovering from it. Period. All that forgive and forget. Forgiving and forgetting means that you have opened the door for a person to come back in and do that same thing to you again. I'm going to remember everything that you did. Every hurt, every time that I cried, every time you was out here running up and down the streets, I'm remembering everything, but I'm recovered from it. So I know how to move around you. I know how to deal with you. I'm not going to allow you to come back and finish me off. I ain't forgiving and I ain't forgetting. It is what it is. I don't need, because people, let me tell you something. Forgive and forget. They say forgiveness is for us. It's not for the other person. I'm remembering. I'm remembering everything that you did, so I'd never allow you to come into my life again to fuck with me that way. I'm going to remember and recover. Because once you find out and really realize who you are, and you realize your purpose and your destiny, you will move differently. What love is this? This is what love is, y'all. Love means I'm going to give you my heart, knowing that you can actually destroy me with me giving you my heart, but I'm trusting you to not do it. But understand, people say, I'd rather have love first. No, loyalty over everything. Loyalty over everything. Because under that loyalty umbrella is love, it's going to be respect, it's going to be peace, it's going to be trust. Once you've broken that loyalty bond with me, everything that follows up under that bond, I am no longer obligated to give you the same. Once you've been disloyal to me, I am no longer, contract is void. It is what it is. You're going to get from me what I decide to give to you. I am no longer obligated to love you, to be with you, to talk to you, to spend time with you, to make you feel like it was okay when you come back to apologize to me for the things that you did to me intentionally. I am no longer obligated to sit down and can we talk? No, we can't. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You've shown me everything that you need to show me. Like I said, words give fuel to action. So if your words are the beginning of something, I don't want it to start nothing with me. I've gone through the beginning with you, and the end result was you almost destroyed me. So why would I give you an opportunity to start over again or to make you feel good about the shit that you did to me? Because you're going to give me some bullshit as excuse as to why you cheated, why you did what you did multiple times, and then the heartstrings are going to be pulled on, and then you open yourself up to now you could potentially actually open that door again for that person. If a person cheats on you once, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do it again. Words give fuel to action. So if your actions have already shown me that you ain't shit, if your actions have already shown me, like I posted a video a little while ago, and it said, people always say you got trust issues. A lot of times people don't have trust issues. People have, I've seen this pattern before. And there is no way that I'm going to allow myself to go through this shit again issues. It's not trust issues. I'm just now 100% in tune. You can stay over there with your low vibrating vibes, all of that stuff. I've gone through this once before with you, and now the pattern is showing me again. So let me stay away from you, because obviously you're a liar. You can't be trusted. You're not loyal. So why would I want you in my life? And that's got to be your mentality. People say the easiest way, what's the easiest way to let somebody go? Just let them go. You ain't got to think. You ain't got to try to worry about that person's feelings. And that's the problem. I had somebody say that to me. Somebody asked me, like, Should I get out of this relationship with this person? They're not giving me what I'm needing, blah, 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 blah. But the only reason they didn't want to let the person go because they were concerned about their feelings. Now, this person done cheated on you. They done had you in abusive-ass situations, but you were concerned about that person's feelings over your own. That's why I say you've got to love yourself more than you love the person that you're actually in the relationship with. If you don't love you, we'll put it like this, loving you is going to set the tone for how that person treats you. Loving yourself and actually truly loving yourself is going to set the tone for how that person treats you. I'm willing to travel wherever. Y'all, listen, I said you can hit me up in my email, DorianMcIntosh37@gmail. This is what I do. So, yes, I'm all willing. It's just we got to set up dates and times, and we got to be, we got to just make sure all the business aspect of it is taken care of. That's all. So, love yourself. I'm in Georgia. I'm in Augusta, Georgia. Love yourself. Love yourself more than anyone else. Love yourself to where if something happens and the person that you love walks out of your life, you still got your back. You're still able to function. You're not wanting to not go to work or not eat because this person has been everything. Y'all are giving people too much air. Y'all are giving people too much air. And we all know we need air to breathe. Y'all are making people your air. And you feel like you can't breathe without that person because you have no substance about yourself. You have no substance about yourself. Everything that you do is for this person. Everything that you're trying to do is for this person. So you're making people your air. You're giving them all the power that they need over you. You've got to get back to you. You've got to get back to loving you. You've got to get back to knowing your worth. You've got to get back to your getting your self-esteem back, getting your sanity back, because y'all letting people just make you lose your damn mind. You out here busting windows and slashing cars and hiding in bushes trying to figure out who they with when you know they're cheating anyway. You've given them the green light. Ain't no need in giving somebody the green light when you okay, go ahead, just as long as you come home. But then when they don't come home, you want to go riding around the city, you and your crew looking for them because y'all want to wreck shop now. You can't get mad at somebody giving you what you allowed them to give you. You can't get mad at someone giving you what you allowed them to give you. I'm a lot different from most of the people that come on TikTok and they're, listen, I'm gonna give it to you like it is. Yes, can I use big words? I can do it. I'm a very intelligent man, but I believe that I'm gonna talk to people how people talk to people. And we got to learn that loving yourself more than anything else, it's going to save you. It's going to save you some heartache, some disappointment, some pain. It's going to save you those things. So I'm going to say these 5 things again. These 5 things that's going to help you to not be used. But understand this. There's no need in you actually quoting them, saying them, if you're not going to apply what it is that you're trying to do. So, number 1, I said, believe patterns, not apologize. Believe patterns, not apologies. Words give you, to action. If there's no action behind the word, then you got to revert back to the pattern. Number 2, don't fall in love with potential. Don't fall in love with potential. I'm going to stop right there. She said cheat back. I'm going to tell you something, Renee. Some people become savage after things are done to them. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. But if you're giving the energy that you've gotten back, but then at some point, you got to look at it this way. If I'm going to cheat back, I'm going to cheat and leave you alone. I'm going to go get somebody and leave you the fuck alone. Because in cheating back and you still stand with me means there's still an opportunity for us to fix this shit. This toxic as it may be. If I'm cheating and you cheating and we just doing it to each other, that tit for tat shit, that's old. That's old. Just go ahead and do what you do. Let them know you did it. And hey, I'm not rocking with you no more. But all you're doing is creating a more toxic situation. What's going on, my brother? Purpose and resilience. I see you, my man. It only creates more toxicity in your life. If you got to cheat back, yeah, you never know people's mentality. That's how people get hurt. So if you're going to cheat, just go ahead and cheat. Be done with them. Move on. Stay with the person that you're going to be with, because that's going to kill them even more. Because truth be told, people don't like when they do things to you and then you turn around and do it back to them. They don't like it. But what they can't stand even more is when you cut them off. If a person cheats on you or does something to you and you just stop all communication, you don't talk to them, you don't speak to them, you don't look their way, that is going to eat them up. And a lot of people can't get that out of their head. Like, they will blow your phone up because they feel like they got to say something. Let me explain. No, cut a person off. If a person has shown you who they are, believe them. If a person can't believe if a person can't be faithful and dedicated to you, then there is no need in you actually being in a relationship with that person. But I said, number one, believe patterns, not apologies. Number two, don't fall in love with potential. Number three, believe all caps, all the red flags. Number four, know your worth. And number five, don't lower your standards. All of that. So my thing is this, and I'm going to say this again before we kind of cut this short. Again, it goes back. There are so many things that are going to come into play when it comes down to your healing. When it comes down to you actually healing. It's not just you saying, I'm moving and leaving this person alone and jumping into a new relationship, because some of y'all are jumping into relationship and y'all rolling over that toxic mess into your next one. Into your next one. So, self-accountability. It should always be self-accountability, whether you're dealing with someone or not. You should always be able to look at yourself and say what part you played in the situation or the relationships that you've gotten into. You have to look at yourself. You can't fix you pointing the finger at somebody else. You can't fix anything if you're not willing to look at yourself. Self-accountability, heal, peel, then move on. That's once you've got into it. But those 5 steps are steps to kind of help you to not get so deep into things, to help you to not go through being disappointed, being broken, being just taken and seem like you've been drugged through the mud. You got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself more than you love anything and anybody. You've got to. If you don't love you, you can't expect someone else to love you. If you don't love you, you can't expect someone to give you something that you don't give yourself. We have to get out of this pointing the finger thing. We've got to get out of blaming somebody else for the decisions that we made. We've got to get out of, because you can never heal properly if all you want to do is point the finger. Love on you first. Date yourself. Stop looking for a man. Stop looking for a woman. And attract who's out there for you. Stop jumping from relationship to relationship. And date yourself. Sometimes you need to spend time with yourself. Sometimes, because you'll find really what you like. Because when you're in a relationship, you've got to actually compromise with someone else. So you're not going to do everything that you want to do all the time, unless you just find that one true perfect person. So while you're going through traumatic issues, traumatic cycles of bad relationship, learn to date yourself. Learn to love you. Learn to find peace. And when you find peace, and I'm going to tell you something, a lot of people, they haven't found peace. They say they think they got peace because the house is quiet and nobody's at home. That's not peace. I'm going to tell you what peace feels like. And all of the queens and the kings in here should be able to relate to this. Finding your perfect peace, or finding your peace within yourself, is like the best orgasm that you've ever had in your life. Look, some of y'all probably thinking right now, I remember finding the best orgasm you ever had in your life, and it never stops. Peace is like having the best orgasm in your life, and it never stops. Why would you want someone to come and disrupt your peace? Why would you let someone come and disrupt your peace? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You say it's worth $1,000. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I want to say to all the gifters before we get out, all the gifters and everyone that sent me Cash App, I appreciate you guys. Y'all don't understand. I mean, it's a blessing. This is not just something that I do on TikTok. I'm working on my motivational speaking and life coach license. There's so many things that I want to do, and this is just something that I started doing. Just got on TikTok about a year or so ago, and just was like, let me just speak from the heart, and it took off, you know. And I appreciate all the love that everybody has shown, all the gifts, everything. I appreciate that. Understand, I work, so I don't get on here and beg. I'm working on a book. I am working on a book now. I said I don't like to write, but I'm working on a book as we speak, and I'll keep you guys informed. And like I said, I'm available for conferences, for one-on-ones, one-offs. And I just I love people, and I love to see people come out of the shit that they've been weighed down in. I love it. I love to see people smile. I love to see people happy. So this is just something I love doing, and it just took off. Actually, TikTok gave me the name Uncle D, and I just said Uncle D Speaks. So it's become its own brand. It's a lot of things that I don't take everything, because I feel like I've been asked to do a lot of things, but I don't want to water down who I am. I don't want to water down giving people the raw, uncut truth about things. So I appreciate everyone. I don't say I got followers or fans. It's not that. This is family. It's my TikTok family. So I thank you guys. Like I said, all the gifters, everyone that has sent the Cash Apps, I appreciate those. All that goes back into the brand. Just know that. I'm just one person trying to build something from the ground up, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm not looking to just it happen overnight, but this is something that I'm working towards to making my career, to where I can just sit back and just help people and motivate people and see relationships fixed and see people get out of toxic ass relationships. That's all. So I thank you guys. Understand that. I've got merch. All of that's in my bio. I've got merch. A lot of the sayings and a lot of some of the quotes that I speak about, I put on shirts. So you guys can go check that out. You can follow me on, if you haven't followed me, follow me on TikTok. You can also follow me on Facebook under my name, Dorian. I don't think I have too many more people I can follow on Facebook. I think you can follow me. You can't send me a friend request, but you can possibly follow me. But I do have a page. It's Uncle D Speaks on Facebook. I do have an Instagram. It's Uncle D Speaks #2 on Instagram. I have a YouTube, and it's Uncle D Speaks. I just gotta, y'all gotta understand, when it's just one man, I'm trying to put all this stuff across different platforms. So TikTok is where I share a lot of stuff, and I just share it to those groups. So I thank everybody that supports. I thank everybody that reaches out to me, that encourages me. And like I said, I do one-offs, but you have to just hit me up first. So we're gonna have to be friends. Hit me up, or if you can't follow me on TikTok, to send me a message, you could actually send me a message to my email, and it's DorianMcIntosh37@gmail.com. If you're trying to get a speaking engagement or something, that hit me through my email. If we're friends on TikTok and you can send me a message, you can send me a message through there. I check my TikTok inbox as well. So guys, I appreciate you. To the moderators that are here, to my new moderators, I appreciate y'all. Y'all is nothing but love. I hope y'all got something from this. And if you have not, please share this live, because it may not be for you, but somebody else may need to hear this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm humble and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. It's nothing but love. Understand that. And this is just something that I'm passionate about doing. I'm going to continue to do. Hey, as long as y'all have me, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Let's ride this thing and rock this thing till the wheels fall off. So if you're trying to get me to come to your city, you got to get me that information, and we have to get all the logistics together. So thank you guys. Love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all go enjoy y'all families, go enjoy yourself, and love you. If you haven't done something for yourself today, do something for yourself tonight. I don't care if you go to McDonald's and buy yourself a sundae. I don't care what it is. You might want to go to Starbucks and get you, I don't know what they call that stuff. But understand, do something for yourself. Start loving on you. Start treating yourself. If you're not getting the attention and the time that you want from the person that you're with, then maybe that's not the person that you need to be with. Start focusing on you and love you. Guys, y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Until next time, one love. I'm out.